Today we're interviewing Craig Bowyer. Craig is standing for the Mayoralty position and as a candidate in the general ward. Craig's election slogan is Masterton the way you want it. Welcome, Craig, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Great. Welcome the opportunity, yeah.
Look, we believe mayors need to show leadership, courage and vision. So what is your vision for Masterton and how are you going to deliver that?
So first of all, around the delivery, I think we within council and councillors, we need to change the culture. You know, we need to be aware that it's community first. So if you can get a culture change within councillors, and once you have that change of culture, then the true capabilities of those councillors can come out, and then we can get growth for everything. Okay, it's a very basic success triangle, and once your councils see the councillors doing a lot better, working together, not point scoring in everything they do, then that culture starts to change, and together we can really drive a vision. Okay, and my vision simply at the moment is, you know, Masterton is it's a great place to work and live, and let's just keep that going. Let's keep doing that. Yeah.
Let's talk about the Masterton revamp.
Ooh.
I mean, Masterton's looking very tired, I have to say, and it's very difficult to attract people to come here, apart from the jewel of Queen Elizabeth Park. So how do we attract investors to come here, and do you think the 35 million cost of the CBD revamp, which is mostly loan funded, represents good value for money?
Okay, so I'll talk about first of all the 35 million. You know, Taupo's just virtually completed their revamp, 20 million. Okay, it was a fairly, it's pretty good, and on a lesser extent you've got Pahiatua Tour up here, which they did the centre of the town and they did all their wastewater and stuff, and that was 12 million I think it is. So for 35 million I'd be wanting something pretty special. So that revamp is, at the moment I'm not so sure it is good value for money, but we need to do something. Okay, and we need to talk to existing businesses, as to how that looks. You know, one of the things I'd think about doing now is maybe every February during summer, maybe we just shut off those roads. Okay, the main CBD roads, still have the crossroads, just put some planter boxes down there and just do it for 4 weeks and just see how the town react, how the business owners react. Is it a good idea? Because, you know, there's this big thing to pedestrianisation of CBDs, and we are a regional area, a rural area, a lot of people come in, so whether it works for us or not, there's, you know, public transport links aren't so great.
No, you have a problem with public transport.
Yeah, we certainly do. So yeah, it's sitting down and having higher level discussions with business owners, and I'm talking about me as mayor, if I'm fortunate enough for that to actually go and talk to these business owners and not leave it to the council to do that. And those business owners then need to come back and say to councillors, hey, some of the stuff just isn't good enough, it's not going to work. So yeah, it's a collaborative approach.
Yes, it's going to be an issue here with parking, because parking seems to be a problem for everybody in Masterton that needs to park outside the door. Yeah. You know, businesses have an issue with pedestrianisation in some quarters because people, you know, it might scare away their customers.
It's interesting. What I would actually do is I'd take away all of the parallel parking and turn it into angle parking. Okay. You then can put in some more mobility parking. By having that angle parking, you'll actually slow down the traffic going through town as well. One of the things that gets said to me quite a bit at the moment is our parking meters. You know, no one carries cash anymore. They all want to beep, beep, beep. So there's a whole heap of things that have to be worked in together to come up with the solution. But I think we can do it. We can do it.
Yes. Yeah. So how do we attract the investors, the big investors, to come here with their businesses?
Great question. You know, and I wouldn't say I have the answer for that, but we have to continue to. We're seeing some investors coming. We're at the other end of town now. We're starting to get people coming, but people into the CBD. You know, the more people have in the CBD, the more vibrant it becomes. The more demand for shops, retail, food shops. I'm a big one for the ability for flats and apartments in the CBD.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I personally.
There's some of that happening.
And the big names stores, you hear whispers that they're looking and thinking. So it's just about getting hold of those people who they are speaking to and saying, how do we attract them? I wouldn't have a silver bullet answer for you.
No.
Yeah.
But it's about collaboration, talking to those business people, because we need to get on with something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Very much.
It's looking very tired.
Very much so.
Craig, let's talk about infrastructure. We've got large housing developments occurring here, all approved by the town planner. We have climate change causing more severe weather events, and ratepayers living with portaloos every time their streets flood, some for 8 to 10 years now. We fully expect significant water restrictions this summer, and our infrastructure is going to struggle more in future years. So how do you plan on addressing this issue if you're mayor?
Okay, so we'll talk about, first of all, we'll talk about the water restrictions summer. We already have in our long-term plan to upgrade the ponds at Kaituna, okay, to get us, currently I think it's only 3 days storage we have. Get that out to 30, okay? So that's supposed to be happening next year, I believe. Won't happen before summer. But yeah, we need to make sure that happens. Continually looking at where our water leaks, all water systems in every town leak like a sieve. So try and identify those, go from there. The Portaloo situation I find quite disappointing. It's been known about for years. So what do? And this is going to sound a bit facetious. We go and spend $800,000 building a roundabout. Okay, so that it can be
priorities
fixed.
Are wrong.
Yeah. You've got to. It almost sounds like council was tone deaf about it. Okay, so we've got to get in there, fix it, because this is just, I'd say, basic human rights. You want to know that when you go to the toilet, it's actually going to be looked after.
Well, you don't have to go outside in your gumboots on a wet night to go to a portaloo.
Yeah. And as you say, these issues have been happening for a long time. So there must be a fix for it. Okay, and someone knows. Now, and that someone may not be a consultant employed by the council. It might be a plumber who's been around for years. This stuff's simple, mate. So there are people with the experience. We possibly need to tap into those a bit more than what we've been doing, instead of just blindly, let's go get another consultant. The people out there with massive experience. So the housing developments, and I'll just use examples of what's happening north of town. Okay, you may have to, with our infrastructure, look at a system called staged pumping, where that stuff is held and then pumped out, between 1 and 4 in the morning when our system is not being used at its fullest. This happens a lot in commercial developments in larger cities. Okay, it's just, you've got to think your way around your system. How does your system work, and how do you make best use of your system? Yeah, that's good. What else do we have in there? Severe weather events. Yeah, I can't really control those weather events.
No, but we can't keep blaming climate change for the flooding going on Columba Road. I think that's our point. People have been putting it up, for a long time now.
And I would prioritise fixing that than spending, 35 million on a CBD upgrade. You do one. They both have to be part of it, but I think one's a little bit more important than the other one. Immediately.
Yes, I think we think that the council are working on far too many projects at the same time and need to go back and revisit what the priorities actually are for
core stuff. Roads, rubbish, reticulation.
What's, just while we're talking about infrastructure and water, what's your view on the Three Waters proposal?
Okay, so Three Waters, I personally don't think Masterton needs it. Okay, our systems, even though is actually not too bad. Water comes in at the top up there, flows all the way down and goes out. Okay, so it's not too bad. If you are living in other towns in the Wairarapa and Wellington, you're screaming out for it. Okay, just screaming out for it, because there's large investments need to be made. I'll say this: previous councils have actually done an okay job of Marston's water. We can always do better. The standards we're going to be held to through Three Waters are quite high. So it's, we're wanting a first class, first world water system, and who's going to pay for it? I know that's what Three Waters is about, but how are they going to pay for this spending? We're going to get charged somehow. Okay. Yeah.
And probably a lot more than the council would charge us.
Yep. Council knows the system, knows how it works. You're going to get a lot of people sitting in Wellington who will go, well, we're not going to fix Marston's problem. We've got a bigger problem in Kilburnie.
Yeah. That's right. Yes. Or Northland, or wherever they're boiling hot water now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, we've got the first tranche of money coming, 3.88 million, and you'll have seen that the council have put out to the community 11 projects to see where we can spend, what the public's ideas are about the priorities for those projects. One of those is infrastructure. I mean, do you have a view on the other 10 projects on the list?
Personally, use that money, fix these where the portaloos are here. Do that stuff. If it's left over, I'm actually quite keen on a splash pad. Linking where the playground is now, then you have the skate park, just linked in between there. Picnic tables, something for families. So do a core infrastructure project and then do something that is good for
benefit to the community.
Yeah. The core infrastructure will benefit the community, but it's underground. It's underground. You don't see a lot of that stuff that happens underground.
No. Yeah. Underground projects don't win votes, Craig.
Yes.
It's only the nice to have.
Oh, my other one would be maybe we need a dog park, okay? So, down at the end of that.
Well, I don't think we need 3 dog pounds.
No,
but we can talk about that under amalgamation.
Yeah.
Look, let's talk about rates, because rates are going to pay for all of this. So do you know what the median wage is for Masterton people? Okay,
so part of what I stand for is transparency, honesty and trust. When I read this letter, no idea. I did a bit of research, okay, but I'm one of these people who believe that there's someone in this room currently who knows the answer, okay, so you need to tap into that expertise, okay. As a mayor, you have to be across things, but you can't expect to know everything, okay. You've got to know who to go to get the right answer, not one that is self-promoting for what they believe in, but who will tell me the truth, okay. So my quasi-research came up with a figure under 50,000, but slightly above 45. So what's the real answer?
Well, we're hearing a lot of different ones as well. So it depends where you go for your research, obviously.
Yeah.
We've got anything from $25,000 to $91,000, and the national median is 117, and so Masterton people earn 70% of the national median, which takes it down to about 90. But we don't believe that that's high, so it depends where you get your information from, obviously. Yeah, we would think in the 55 to 65.
Yeah, I'd be quite surprised with that figure.
Yes.
And it's probably skewed, maybe it's skewed by, no, it can't be that skewed by a few high-paying jobs.
No. Not too many of those here, is there? Yeah. Look, but on the rates issue, do you think the long-term plan rates increased, that's been approved at 6.8% for the next 10 years is affordable? I know there's some smoothing over the next 5 years or so that they talk about, but then it will go up.
Realistically, I don't think it's affordable. I don't.
What strategies would you employ then to support to manage to bring it down?
So what I see is, because you see a standard figure being used all the time, it implies to me that there is perceived no fat in the system, okay, that council can do. Council is running as lean as it possibly can. So the only way we can fund anything is we have to do this. Well, the ratepayers own a block of land on the Loop Line and State Highway 2. Why? We have a house that's stood empty at Lee's Whakaoriori Road for 10 years. Okay. There are ways and means. If it's not part of our core business, why do we own it? Why do we have it? Council need to be a bit more flexible in selling off assets. Well, we've seen this with Panama Village. Okay, got to be realistic about this whole thing, and you have to continually talk to central government about the total lack of funding for what we do. You know, we have to give our GST to the government. Well, why don't we just keep it here?
Is that an option though?
Well, we're seeing currently central government is all about what I call command and control. Okay, and we will be given the crumbs that we are due. The system is not right. How you fix it, that's part of just continually saying this is what we need. We're running into an election year with government. They will be quite keen, I believe, to take on board some thoughts from local government, but local government need to stand up for themselves, and they need to stand up all the way through, because otherwise you'll just get fed crumbs all the time, and we end up picking up, council ends up picking up services that central government should be funding. And we're having to increase rates, and so you're getting taxed here through local rates, and you're getting taxed over here in your PAYE and your provisional taxes, and you're getting taxed twice for the same thing. The system's so broken.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So look, let's talk about the Civic Centre. So what's your position on the Civic Centre debate, and what is a reasonable maximum spend for you? Okay.
My position is we build it where it is, where it currently is, where the town hall site currently is. Same with the library. Get in, get on with it. Pull the old town hall down, so we know what we're really dealing with. Best case scenario, we've got a site to work on. Worst case scenario, we have more parking. Okay, but that's where I would do it. Replant the trees. Geez, that was quite annoying.
Twice.
Yeah, and you can simply irrigate them by having holding tanks in the new building. Rainwater, they'll be good. Maximum spend, I wouldn't be happy with what's being bandied around. Okay, I do think there are some people have come up with some good suggestions, and I think the original figure is around that 19-20 odd million.
Yeah, you're talking about the Borman proposal.
Yep.
So have you seen that?
Yes, I went to his presentation at Whakaoriori College, which I thought certainly has got a lot of merits, and I think it's the right way to head. I think also maybe we need to have a good talk with the Masterton Amateur Theatre Company.
Yeah, so did you go to the Masterton Theatre Company's proposal?
No, I did not. I actually didn't know when it was on, to be honest.
Okay.
I think that talk needs to be a high level talk, and that is the Mayor, David Hotman, and Max. This is not managers talking. This is because if you talk it at a higher level, you're probably going to get some action. We need to find, because realistically they could be using it a lot more often than council will be. Okay, and we don't want to be having a building. I saw projections. What was it? I don't know, about a year ago, they were talking about just the running cost of the new town hall would be close to $2 million a year. It's like,
well, we'd like to see the business case for that, because is there a proper business case that's been done to say it's viable or not, and the money they want to spend?
Good point.
Who's going to use it?
Yeah, because we also don't want to get in competition with other people in town, and I'll use a Copthorne.
Yes, well, we'll take business away from them.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, because they've got the catering options.
Yeah.
We'll take business away from the Masterton Event Centre, without a doubt.
Yeah. You've got to be realistic about where we are, where we're heading, okay, and have high level discussions with people. And that's the case of the mayor talking to other mayors. It's about collaborative approach. Mats are going to build something, so let's talk to them.
Yes, because they're talking about a $30 million venue. I mean, they haven't done their funding proposal, so we'll be keen to see where they're getting their funding from, but I'm sure they'll have to come to council for some of that funding.
So let's work together.
Yeah. and see if we can find some proposal where we can work in tandem with them.
And I, like I said, I've said a few times, I think that discussion needs to be held at a higher level, not at a manager's level.
Okay, look, let's talk about amalgamation. I mean, local government reforms are coming, obviously. So where do you stand on the amalgamation of the 3 Wairarapa councils?
Okay, so I think it's quite interesting now. Our results are announced, and I think on the Monday after, the government is coming out with its proposals. It's interesting how that timing is quite interesting. Currently, the councils work quite well together around a lot of their policies. Deep down, I think it's almost inevitable. However, it was voted on at the last local council election, I believe. That was thrown out. That was thrown out. Legally, you can't have another vote on it for another 3 years. That's my understanding. But you're seeing a lot of things happening at the moment that could possibly be mandated upon us.
Yes.
Yeah. I've no problems really with the 3 councils being amalgamated. I would not like us put in with Wellington. I think we will truly lose our identity. We'll just get lost in the Wellington system.
Super city.
Yep. Yeah, we'll just get lost. And I keep on saying, local people know local issues. You know, I said earlier about water things. You know, talk to a local.
That's right.
They'll know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Masterton should build Masterton.
Yeah. And in the end, if you lose that local influence, people end up going, what's the point of talking to a councillor? Nothing ever happens.
No.
You know. No. You don't want to lose that local flavour.
No, we talked earlier about the dog pounds. I mean, you know, the debacle over the 3 dog pounds. There should be one, surely, for Wairarapa.
It should be pretty much in the middle. Job done. Simple. And you know, I said to one other person, you know, there are a lot of facilities that where dogs go for little holidays while owners are away. You know, maybe you're working with some of those companies because you don't want to go out spending millions and millions to house 3 dogs a week. I don't know.
No, I think it's 100 and something in Masterton a year, probably.
3 a week.
Don't know.
I'm sure the dog we used to have would have loved to have that money spent on it.
Yes. But there are some savings to be made if we looked hard enough.
Collaborative approaches.
That's it.
Yeah.
We'd like to be part of that collaboration too as an association.
Yeah, because you need those voices, because you'll get people will always come at different angles, and you know, new councillors, you almost got to check your ego in at the door because you're there for the community. Okay, you can't be personal point scoring. Okay, because we need to be the solution, not the problem.
That's right.
At the moment, we just seem to be the problem. And people lose respect. They just see people point scoring, having a go at each other on Facebook, social media. You know, there's a lot of respect being lost, and that's not only in the public, but council will be looking at the councillors and thinking, geez, what's going on here?
Yes, it's about that culture that you're going to
so what I said earlier, culture, capability, growth. Simple success triangle,
Great. Look, we need to wrap it up there today, Craig, but we thank you for your time today and we wish you all the very best for your election campaign.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak.
Great. That was Craig Bowyer, who is standing for the Mayoralty position and is a candidate in the general ward. So what did you think? We look forward to your feedback.